Hello and welcome back to my guide series for Heroes of the Storm. I'm Core and today I'm gonna tell you how to play when you're ahead so you won't throw the game, and when you're behind so you might come back into the game. I think this is a quite important topic in Heroes of the Storm because a comeback is always possible. Okay, let's start how you should behave when you're behind. First of all, don't be discouraged, don't blame your allies, it doesn't help anyone. Try to stay focused and try your best. Some of the advices may seem quite obvious, but think about them if you're behind and want to raid at your team. Sometimes you might fall behind due to your or the enemy team composition. Some heroes and compositions are strong in the early game and worse in the late game. As you can see, all heroes scale differently, mostly not that much, but there are clear differences. Even if you look at just one class, you will see heroes scaling differently. But often these stats aren't the main reason, it depends more on the team compositions. If you have a very assassin heavy team with Nova and Zeratul, you can get many picks in the early game when the enemy aren't as 5 because they need to soak experience on the raids, or they are split up on the Dragonshire because of the shrines on both sides of the map. Later in the game you usually move together as a team, where your balanced teamfight oriented team composition has a better chance in the fight. And if you can turn around some fights, you aren't behind in levels anymore, but don't be discouraged if your team composition isn't better in team fights later. If we stay with our teamfight versus assassin team, and you are on the assassin team and behind early because you played really bad, you still have a chance for a comeback. It depends on the enemy team. If they do mistakes, you can punish them. Maybe you've captured a mercenary camp and one or two enemy heroes separate from their team to stop the mercenaries pushing the lane. Then you should be able to kill one of these separated groups. And don't forget about the minimap. It's a very important tool. If you see that a hero is on the other side of the map and the hero isn't a Brightwing, Abathur or Falstad, and you are S5 against 4 of the enemy team, then go for the engage if possible. Or if you see someone alone and you know the rest of the team is somewhere else, then catch them. And if you're not sure about something and it seems too risky and you're too far behind, then do it regardless of the risks. Sometimes, if you're behind and the enemy team doesn't do obvious mistakes, you have to take a risk if you want to come back into the game. There isn't more to lose than the game. It doesn't matter if you lose the game because the enemy finished the game safely or you lose because of a trap. But if you risk it, you may get rewarded with some kills and objectives and you're back in the game. But you have to communicate with your team. If you just engage with no follow-up by your team, it doesn't help. If you see a hero on their minimap, use pings and tell your team that the hero is top or bottom or wherever they are. So all in all, look for a mistake by your enemy and a good opportunity, tell your team and go for it. So now we know how to play when you're behind, but how do you play if you're ahead? How do you finish it safely and avoid throwing the game? If you're ahead and want to finish a game safely, then don't give your enemies such opportunities as I told you how to play when you're behind. That basically means, if possible, stick together as a team and don't be overconfident. Overconfident is the first step how to throw the game. Don't risk too much. There's absolutely no reason to risk anything. If you're sure about what you're doing, then do it. But if you know this could fail, then it's better to do something else or just retreat for that moment. Now I'm gonna show you two main different ways to win the game safely if you're ahead. Which one you should prefer depends on the map, the team compositions and the particular situation. The first option is simple and obvious, map objectives. In Heroes of the Storm, map objectives are the key to victory, and if you do it correctly, they can help you snowballing your lead. Unfortunately, this video would be too long if I say everything about all the maps and how you use the map in your favor in the most effective way. So I just stick with a few examples, but I plan making dedicated videos for each map in the future. The Hearted Mines is a map that lets you extend your lead enormously. Try to force the enemy in an uncomfortable fight. The best moment is when the mines are about to open. If the enemy doesn't want to fight, then it's a good idea to trap them in the mines when they're entering the mines one by one. After killing them, you should be able to get a 100 Skulls Golem and you're almost won the game if you don't do anything stupid. If you have a 100 Skulls Golem, then push with your Golem. The enemy can't defend both you and your Golem. You probably kill all the enemy heroes and then you can finish the game. Don't go for mercenary camps. Capturing them after collecting 100 skulls is just a waste of time, especially because they always push the other lane. Don't get caught one by one. Stay as 5, get full health and get to your golem as soon as possible. Another example is the Dragon Knight. I think it's both over and underrated. An early Dragon Knight often isn't a big deal and doesn't destroy that much. But later in the game the Dragon Knight becomes much stronger. Strong enough to finish a game if you have a keep down already. If you're able to get the Dragon Knight and you're S5 or some enemies are dead and the keep is down and the core is open, then go for the core instead of the other keeps. You have more than enough health to tank the core damage and it doesn't slow your basic attacks like the keeps or forts do when they attack you, so you are able to kill it easily. But wait for your team. If you're going alone, the enemy can stun and defend you. The other main option how to finish the game is capturing mercenary camps, or better depending on the map, a boss, and use them to push at your side. This way the enemy has to defend both your team and the mercenaries, which makes it a little harder to focus you down. In addition to that, if you have a boss, it's possible that it rules or stuns your enemies, so they are easy to kill. But beware, if you're going to capture these mercenaries and the enemy team is coming to contest the camp or the boss, then you shouldn't start capturing. Trap your enemy and kill them instead, and capture the boss or the camp afterwards. I made a more detailed video about mercenary camps and how to use them correctly earlier. If you're interested, click on this linked video. I also hope you enjoyed the video and learned something. If you have any feedback or disagree with me in some points, or if you have any ideas what you want me to do next, please leave a comment. Now we are at the bonus part of this video, the beta key giveaway. We received several beta keys for the European server from Blizzard to give them to you. With this video we will give one key to one lucky person. If you want to be this one lucky person, you just have to leave a comment. You have time until this Friday night. Then we'll pick a random winner and give away this key. Good luck!